and welcome to another video from Change Tips and Tools. And it's me, Phil, the Brummie that hails from Birmingham, England. Now I'm here with, yes, another Power Query video, but this is about that dreaded transition into the new year. So we've created all these fantastic Power Queries with lots of love and lots of pride, but as soon as you move into the new year, they break. Let me explain the problem. Let's do this. Now, in my experience, every year this is a common problem. It repeats as you move from one year to the next. And it's where your users like to put the year in the column name. Now, in itself, it's not a problem. The problem is that they keep changing it every year. And this can cause problems. It'll break your queries, and also in turn it will break those valuable stakeholder reports or those beautiful dashboards that you've created. And the other problem is that your stakeholders are typically not that patient. They don't understand the technical problems of why it's broken or the logistics into fixing it, and they don't realize why it takes so long and the pressure that it can cause. But fear not, and don't worry, because here at Change Tips and Tools, we've got you covered. After all, we are here to help. So, without further ado, let's dive back into Excel. So, imagine this problem here. You've got your sales data, you get it, you probably import it from an external source, and you've got these column headings here from date to total sales. And here in the unit price, they've stated this is 2023's unit price. So you've built a query to bring this data in, and you've got your Power Pivot, and you've got Power Pivot table here where you've got your data, and you can look at it by that particular product, not widget. You'll notice I've renamed that. So if I go back to my sales data tab and look at data and queries and connections, and I look at my sales data, is within there I've gone through a step where I've renamed that column. So I've changed widget to product, and I've changed that unit price to 2023 to a basic unit price, which is great. Works for all the year, no problem, as data keeps on being updated on sales. So what happens when you move into the new year? So let's transition into 2024, and let me just take this data. So I'm going to do shift control to the right, and then shift control down arrow to get all the data. I'm going to do control copy, go to the bottom here, and let's just paste that there to simulate getting moving to 2024. And let's change the column heading. You know this is going to happen as you move into the new year. So we change that to 2024, hit return, and lo and behold, when you hit refresh, you get an error because it's looking for the previous year, that column heading 2023. So you click OK. You again go into your query to edit it and fix it. And you'll see here, there it is, it's looking for 2023. So you change that to the new year, 2024, or whatever the column name change is, and I do the tick, and now it all works fine. That's great if you just got one table. What if you've got multiple tables? Yeah, and you will in a lot of your dashboards, you'll have multiple tables. This can be a real pain, yeah, to fix this and do that manually. But let me show you a trick or a hack how to overcome this. So we're going to do the same thing now for 2025, but let's make some changes to the query first to future-proof it. So with the sales data selected, I'm going to do the plus sign here to insert a new tab, and I'm going to rename this my column mappings. And then I'm going to go to my sales data, and I'm going to select the headers here. I don't want to type them in. I'm going to do control copy. Then go to my column mappings. I'm going to select cell A2. I'm going to do home, paste, paste special. I'm going to do values only, and then I'm going to transpose and click OK. So I've now copied them from horizontally down to vertically. I'm then going to select them here, highlight the next set of cells to the right of it and do Control R to copy them to the right. Then I'm going to make some changes. Now, widget I renamed to products, so I'm going to change that to products like so. And then this cell, let's expand that so we can see. So this unit price 2024 is going to be unit price. So fundamentally what I'm doing is saying this is the old name and this is the new name that I'm renaming my column to. So I'm going to do Control T to change this into a table so it has headings. And then here on the table design ribbon, I'm going to call this col map like so and hit return. And then on the data ribbon, I'm just going to take this table here and then from table and range, I'm going to import it into Power Query like so. So I'm going to move this up to change the order because I want it to do this before it does the sales data. And I'm going to do close and load to, and I'm going to create a connection only to that mapping table like so. So now it's done it, I'm going to double click on it to open it up. So if we look at the rename columns here, so if I go to that step there, you can see table.rename columns chooses the source, either the previous step, which is this one, and then it's these squiggly lines, put my teeth back in, denote a list. So in the first one, it's saying what the old name is and then what the new name is. And then here you've got the unit price 2024 to the unit price here. So what I need to do is to take these column mappings and turn this into a list. So old name, new name. Yeah. So I can then use it with with this step here on renaming my columns. So what we're going to do is in the table, in the col map table here, I'm going to click this FX here to do insert a new step. And I'm going to, in here, in the formula bar, I'm going to do table to rows. I'll do open bracket. Because this has got a space in it, I need to do a hash. So I'm going to do hash. Yeah. And there it is, change type. I'm going to select that. So that's the previous step. Then I'm going to do tick. I'm just going to rename this custom one here. So let's rename it. And we're going to call this create list so I know what it is. And again, I've always said it's good practice to rename, especially key steps, so you know what they are. So now you can see I've got a list here, and you'll notice this has changed from this table icon to this list icon. If I select to the right there of this list, and if I just bring this up, you can see there's the old name, there's the new name. Widget to product, old name to new name. Customer to customer, quantity, and there's that 2024 to unit price there. So now that we've done that, if I go back to my sales data and select this rename columns, let's get rid of this, so this old name, new name. I don't need the squiggly lines, so let's delete everything up to that source comma. So we're referencing this step here. Now all I'm going to do is start typing col map, the name of this query here. Select that and then close the bracket and do tick. And there you go. I've now replaced that step, so it's dynamically renaming these columns to what I want them to be. So if I do close and load, let's test it. Yeah, let's test this mapping table. So again, let's jump to 2025. So again, I'm going to take this data and do Shift Control to the right, Shift Control down, do Control copy. And let's go to the bottom of this table. I'm going to do Shift Control V to do values only, and then I'm going to go to the top. Let's change this to 2025 like so. So I need to tell it what to do with it. So I need to go to column mappings and I'm going to take this here. I'm going to do Control copy and just paste that to the bottom. Now, a note here, you cannot have in your old column name here, you cannot have duplicate values, right? Because you might have a column that you're renaming that exists in multiple tables. You only have to do it once. As long as you put this step in all your table queries, it's fine, yeah? But you cannot have duplicates here. So, little trick here is I'm going to highlight all this column here. So, and then I'm going to go to Home, Conditional Formatting, Highlight Cell, Rules, and do Duplicate Values. I'm just going to keep the default here, light red fill with dark red text, and do OK. And there you go. You can see it's picked up that that's a duplicate. As soon as I change that to 2025, yeah, it's fine. The duplicate warning disappears. Okay. Now that I've done that, you think it's going to work. It won't. It's going to have an error because remember, in this mappings table, we've also got this one here, 2024, and it no longer exists. And also, if you want to use this mapping again, multiple tables, you're not always going to have all the same column names, and it's going to error. Watch. So as soon as I do data ribbon, do refresh all, I'm going to get that error. It can't find it. In that new step or that change that I made, it can't find it. So I need to tell it how to handle that. It's almost like it needs to ignore it if it can't find it. And there's the clue. If I click OK, double click on sales data to edit it, go to this step here. So here, in this table rename columns, after the comma, I'm just going to click after that and do comma. Then I'm going to start typing missing. And this missing field, I'm just going to say select ignore and then do tick. And now it's fine. It works. So let's close and load that. So now let's do that dreaded transition into 2026, which we're all going to face. So if I take the data from 2026, let's take some of that, do control copy, go to sales data, to the bottom, just going to paste that in. I'm then going to go to the top. Let's change this column to 2026. Yeah. Return. Let's change this column to product because I finally realised we don't like calling it widget. So let's call it product. Hit return. If I go to my column mappings, take this one here and do control copy. And then I'm going to do control V. Oh, and let's change this to 2026, like so. Let's go to my sales data, do refresh all, and boom, it's worked, no errors. And because I didn't put the product into the product mapping here, because that's what we've named it to, so it's just simply ignored it. And because that's what we want it to be as our actual name, it's fine, all the queries work. Yeah. So if I then go into the pivot table, you can see it's loaded all the years. Go backwards and forwards in my pivot data. Wonderful. And there you go. And that is where I'm going to end today's video. So I've shown you a quick hack to your Power Queries. So when you have got that dreaded transition into the new year, and you know you've got those column heading changes based on that transition to the new year, that it will no longer break your beloved queries and dashboards. I hope you found that useful, and if so, please remember to click that like, subscribe, and smash that notifications button for future content. And if there's anything else you'd like to see, or any general comments, please leave them below. I'd love to hear from you. Now, as always, I wish you an absolutely wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Please take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video from Change, Tips and Tools. Bye bye now.